Alright guys, another Spyderco for you here. It is the Spyderco Native 4. Um, Very beautiful knife. Right off the bat, I'll just go ahead and throw out the specs on this thing. The overall length is 7 inches. That is 7 inches exact. Close length is 3 and 15/16 of an inch, so just a hair under 4 inches there. Hole diameter here is 15/32 of an inch, or 12 millimeters, I believe. Um, Blade length on this thing here, including that finger choil, is 3 and 1/16 of an inch, so just over 3 inches. The actual cutting edge itself is exactly 2.5 inches. The thickness on this thing here is 1/8 of an inch, so it is a very thin blade. Um, Weight on this is a modest 3 and 1/8 ounce, so this thing is very thin and feels very light for what it is, I guess. I mean, there's a little bit of heft to it. Um, Made in Taiwan. Some people may not, or I'm sorry, I lied. It's not Taiwan. It's Seki City, Japan. I've found that more people like Seki City, Japan over Taiwan, but I feel from my experiences, especially with the Sage one, Taiwan is not a bad place. But yeah, sorry, this is a Seki City, Japan. Um, so with that being said, you can already guess it is VG10 steel. It is a full flat grind, as you can see there, and then with the light there, you can see there's a long swedge that goes all the way down to the tip. Kind of reduces some weight on the knife and just kind of adds some nice look to it. Looks very sleek, very sharp. Um, as most bodies, they touch these things up by hand, all of them, I believe. So very sharp out of the box. Very comfortable knife to use. As you can tell already, it is a lockback design. It is completely flat around over the top. There's no void dent on this one, such as the regular Sage. As you can already tell by the flashiness of it, it is carbon fiber scales on this, and very nice at that. They are super slick, super smooth. I don't care. I love it. People complain, about, using this as an EDC or whatever, and that the carbon fiber is smooth, and it's not grippy enough. Um, it's fine for me, honestly. Like if you're gonna be cutting open cardboard boxes or opening up mail or cutting some plastic cord or whatever, like this is, I mean, the ergos on the knife is gonna take care of that. I mean, fits great in my hand, both ways here, and I have no problem with my hand really slipping. I wouldn't classify it as like a hard used knife anyways, so um, I'm not going to complain about the grippiness of the carbon fiber. On the Sage, yes, Sage 1 is grippier. It's like 3D textured, and it does feel nice and is good. But so does the Smooth. I like the change of pace. I find this one more of a gentlemanly knife. So you can see here on the top there is no jimping. It's kind of ironic because there is jimping here in the choil, and this review is actually be kind of its main focus is me showing you here the um, Native 4, but also I'll throw in here the Native 2 just for comparison. I say it's ironic because the Native 2 has extremely aggressive jimping on the top, but look at that. There's no jimping on the bottom of the finger choil. So you have some extremely good jimping on the top of the Native 2 here with a smooth finger choil versus the Native 4 with some fairly aggressive jimping here, finer jimping in the finger choil, and no jimping on the top. So don't know why they chose to go that route. I'm guessing just because, like I said, aesthetics of this knife is more of a gentleman's folder, although it can be used for medium use. On Blade Forums, there's a full review of this knife being used as a skinning knife. So, and he couldn't stop talking up the knife, and so apparently did an exceptional job for him skinning a deer. So this knife is capable, although I like it more of just like a gentleman's folder. Like I said, you got the aggressive jimping there and no jimping under the choil there, and you have the jimping here with none on the top. Um, Also interesting on the Native 4 is that choil there. It's more kind of sage oriented. Uh, as you can see, they took care of that choil problem. Where this one, the Native here, I was talking about how it has an acute finger choil right here. Well, you can see here, this one's way more rounded out, kind of like similar to the sage. People have complained a little bit about this knife, and I have to agree. It was the same for me. When you first get this knife and you're going to be opening and closing it, it's going to be gritty. It's $100 knife shipped, so pretty good price. Um, but like I said, when you first slide it out and when it locks up, and then when you close it, you're gonna feel and hear some grittiness from the knife, and that's because of the actual blade tang right here. For some reason, it scrapes against that back lock, making a little bit of scrape noise, and you will see a little bit of scratching a little bit around the tang. Not enough to bother me. It doesn't affect the performance in any way. Just kind of a nitpicky thing. Also, what kind of bugged me was that for this being $100 knife and this being a $60 knife, this is Colorado CPM S30V, and they're using Japan's Seki City VG10 on it. I don't know, that kind of frustrated me. It was like, is carbon fiber really worth, $40, a little bit more than 40 bucks? Because you're getting VG10, which is slightly, I mean, not to knock VG10, it's a good steel, but why are you paying 60 for what is, called a premium or a more premium steel of S30V, Crucible over, VG10? Crucible S30V is a very nice steel. It's very sought after. A lot of people talk about it, and a lot of people love it, and it's used on their infamous military and Spyderco paramilitary. Yet they went with VG10 on their $100 native, which I find kind of odd. But like I said, it doesn't bug me too much. I mean, like I said, overall, it's such a nice knife. I can't complain too much, but just kind of odd to me that they didn't use S30V, like all the other natives. Also, clip on this. It is reversible to any direction, so tip up, tip down, right, left hand carry. Um, so that's nice. Torque screw construction. There's 4 screws on here, including the pivot screw to hold this thing together. You can take it apart. Pocket clip sits nice. Sits fairly deep. I mean, you got kind of a lot out of your pocket, but this is a small knife in general. Like I said, up there with the Delica. Um, I had to say the with that Boyd net and on the Native 2, it is more comfortable to press down and release. But this one I do have to flick forward, so it's very comfortable pressing down, but I do have to give it a flick forward to close. Where this one, although without the Boyd net, it's not a big deal. Like I said, it's just little things that I'm noticing, and I'm gonna say I could just hit this and the blade just drops straight down. So that I like. I just like the fact that I just simply press and the blade's down, and I just turn it around. So I do like that on this one. And as you can see, I mean, clip is different. This Native 2, it's a much longer, kind of robust clip and more sharp with the edges. It's older. This one's more classy looking, nicer looking, kind of like the Delicate clip. I don't know if that is the exact one. I don't have my Delicate next to me, so I'm not quite sure. Overall, as also with them both being lockbacks, it does have stainless steel liners here, and like I said, it's a very thin knife, so you can't really see, but these are drilled out to reduce weight. Excuse me. Let's see. Don't think you're going to be able to quite see them in there, but they're there. These liners are drilled out. Stainless steel, I believe, liners that are drilled out. Um, Overall, a really nice knife. I've carried it quite a bit at work. I do not want to abuse this knife, although if a guy skinned a deer with it and wrote a full page review on Blade Forums, it's definitely worthy. But like I said, this is a nicer folder. It is definitely a lot flashier looking than your Native 2 or Native 3. Definitely would consider this more of a beater tank knife, and I just love the aggressive jimping on this. Would like to see the CPM S30V Native with a full flat grind. That is the benefit of this knife. It is quite the slicer, and it's super thin knife. And yeah, like I said, they fixed the finger choil problem, and this being smooth doesn't bug me. Native 4, guys.